Hey, what's up guys? Strike here coming at you with another action figure review of the Batman Arkham Knight Batman figure. And today, I'm just going to be doing the review of the figure that I pre-ordered so long ago, whenever this figure was announced. I don't remember when I pre-ordered it. And finally, I got it here in hand. I know these were released a lot earlier than they were intended to. Not as early as the Arrow figures, because the Arrow figures weren't supposed to come out until like May something. But yeah, these figures are out now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box. The box is a lot nicer than the Arrow boxes. As you can see, we got like a wireframe mesh thing going on here. On the back, we got Series 1, consists of Batman, Arkham Knight, Scarecrow, and Harley Quinn. I'd love to pick the rest of these figures up. They look awesome. Then of course Batman on the side there, and then on the top is like his chest piece armor thing, which is really cool. Now this box, let me just say one more thing about this box. This box is probably a lot. I love these boxes because they're so simple. They got awesome designs, and while I do love the Arkham City boxes, taking those figures out of the box is a pain in the butt if you don't want to ruin the shape and how cool those look. I do have a few of those figures in the box, and I'm keeping them in the box because it's a pain to open up those boxes. Two, some of them just look like way cooler in the box anyway. Now, onto the figure. I do have one small complaint about mine. The ears are a bit bent out of shape, as you can kind of see without moving my camera. So you can kind of see his ears are a bit out of shape, and his eyes are a bit messed up. It's not showing up right now, but his eyes are kind of messed up. You can't really see the pupils because of the way that they were made. Now this guy's got some awesome articulation. He's got what I'm assuming is a ball jointed head, because it feels like a ball jointed head. He's got lots of articulation there. He's got a ball jointed arm, rotating swivel there, double jointed elbow, which is kind of hard to get the other joint, the other half of the joint to bend. Can't really get it. I feel like I'm gonna break it, so I'm gonna go over to this arm. Yeah, there we go. That's a double jointed arm. Much better articulation than the previous Arkham figures. Now of course his waist bends as well. Now one thing I do love about the capes is that it's getting a lot more flexible, a lot more of a flexible rubber piece, and I do love how it goes, just like in what we see in the gameplay footage. His cape pretty much just goes straight down. It doesn't like spread out kind of more like the Arkham Asylum and City capes did. And let's see, we've got some ball jointed legs, which are really nice. They swivel. Double jointed knees, which are awesome to have. Ball jointed feet. Not really ball jointed pin. Gosh, I can't think of all the terms because I'm not huge on action figures. It's got the swivel, and then it's got it moves to the side. And then of course his wrists spin around, and then they also go back and forth. Oh, and his waist does rotate too. It's kind of stiff because the belt's in the way. But yeah, you get the idea. Now this guy has a lot of awesome detail. Aside from the upper chest piece being a bit darker than the rest of the suit, which kind of does bug me, most of that detail is pretty like good. I will say this, in the game, if we bring back the box here for a second, you can see, oh, never mind, they edited the chest piece armor. He's supposed to have splits. You can kind of see them in there, like these very small, like little, like, you can kind of see them there, like the little small little like sculpts in there. The bat symbol is supposed to be sort of broken apart so that the armor can like move around and stuff, and they kind of sculpted it out of the bat signal, I guess, just to make it look better or something. And yeah, it's supposed to be like that in the game. For whatever reason, I guess they knew that people would complain if they put it on the front of the box like that, or on the top of the box like that, so they kind of edited it out. But yeah, it's supposed to be there. Now as far as the face goes, the face looks pretty much spot on to what he does in the game. I mean, mine's got, once again, a few facial messes on there, like with the eye and the ears are a bit bent and stuff like that. But yeah, compared to like the Arkham Asylum Batman, who I have right here, his face makes him look like 10 years older than his video game counterpart. Yeah, it was kind of weird seeing like my first Arkham City action figure or Arkham Asylum figure in person, then looking at the face, because I'm just like, this guy looks way older. But yeah, that is the Arkham Asylum Batman. I never did a review. I got the 4-pack that just recently came out, and that's what I have for the Asylum figures. But anyway, moving on. He does have 3 accessories. One is an interchangeable hand, and you'll see why in a second. It's got the same articulation as the regular hand. But he also comes with a line launcher from the games, which I can't remember if we've gotten this with a figure before. If we have, I don't remember which figure he came with, like the line launcher came with. Then of course a standard battering. Now one thing I like what they did with this one is they actually gave it the silver trim that it has in the game. It's not very noticeable, but under the light obviously you can definitely see it there, which is really, really nice. So if we give him his batarang here, he can hold it in his right hand. And then now he's ready to attack people with batarangs. And I'm pretty sure, actually, now that I look at it, wait. Alright, his hands, I don't understand why they even bother to give him a spare hand or give him hands, because these hands, I will say this, they're super similar. Like, they don't have barely anything different with them. This one is slightly more open so that I can hold the line launcher. But if you're going to give us like spare hands like that, give us either like a closed fist or something, because if you're not going to change the way they look more than slightly, then there's no real point. I mean, it's kind of cool for the idea of getting a second hand, but it's like kind of pointless when it doesn't really like do much different than the other hand. But yeah, there's the line launcher in his hand. It looks really, really cool. I definitely love it. His armor pieces on the shoulders are kind of sort of bendable, flexible, so they do kind of pop back into place when you push them down, like as if you have them like posed like this and then you put them down, his shoulder pads are going to look weird. There are a lot of Iron Man figures that use that same technique. But yeah, that is the Batman Arkham Knight figure, the Batman figure, of course. And I have to say, for an Arkham-based figure, this is definitely probably the best Batman they've made, other than, I want to say, the Series 4 Arkham City Batman, because that was a really good figure. I wish I still had mine intact. I have one in the box. I'm not opening it. But, yeah, so this is the Arkham Knight Batman. I'd love to pick up more of these Arkham Knight figures. If I get any of them in Wave 1, a lot of them are really, really cool. But I know for sure I either want to pick up Arkham Knight or Scarecrow, just because, you know, those are pretty much the 2 main villains in the game. But yeah, check out my other action figure reviews. I've done some more in the past, but stay tuned for more Arkham Knight stuff, hopefully coming soon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, taters.